Hello and welcome to Bonus Dad.
Bonus Daughter, a special father-daughter podcast with me, Hannah.
And me, Davey, where we discuss our differences, similarities,
Share a few laughs and stories
within our ever-changing and complex world.
Each week we will discuss a topic
From our own point of view.
and influences throughout the decades.
Or you could choose one by contacting us.
Via email, Instagram, Facebook or TikTok. Welcome to another episode of Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. Today we're talking about Vikings.
We are
I'm
indeed.
excited.
Are you?
Do you know what I've prepared for this episode?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It was so funny last night when because I often write the episodes and then I'll send Hannah a message just saying we're going to do this one and this one. And then last night when we were at the beach, I turned around to Hannah and I said, oh, what episodes are we doing tomorrow? And I just
reeled them off.
Yeah, you reeled them off. And then I went, have you actually read what I've written? And you went, nope.
Of course I haven't.
No, but it does make it better because then you kind of go in blind.
I think my blind reaction is funnier than me being fully prepared about it and adding to it. The only thing I do regret about not looking at them is if I do actually have some knowledge in the area and I'm like, wait, I can only just slightly remember this one fact.
Yeah.
We should have got Viking hats.
We should have got Viking hats.
You know what I do have?
What do you have, Hannah?
I have this is a bit controversial actually, but for the audio listeners, basically I've just plonked on the table. It's a rhino horn goblet with a wooden base to it. But I just want to say that I don't agree with rhino horn farming situation.
But that was sustainably
This was sustainably
sourced
sourced because it was sourced from a deceased rhino, a rhino that had already died. Not that they killed it for its ivory, but
Exactly,
it was already dead.
Well, it's not ivory, is it? It's the horn.
It's the horn. Sorry, I'm not on.
Rhinoceros's horn is actually hair. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
so
hair.
Really,
it's hair.
really thick hair.
Yeah.
Actually, it is kind of wispy on the bottom here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a Viking style
goblet. I think is
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about my ancestors, the
Yes.
the Vikings.
The Vikings.
The Vikings, the group of people that lived in the area of Scandinavia. And we're going to talk a little bit about their society, their beliefs. Going to mention a few iconic Vikings, because there are some iconic Vikings.
Iconic.
Yes, raids, empires and discoveries, and some of the big things that they did.
Exciting.
Going to do some myth busting, because there's quite a lot of facts about Vikings that is actually
Fake
fiction.
news.
Yeah, it's fake news, which isn't actually true. Going to talk a little bit about Vikings in popular culture as well, and also the Viking legacy. Like what have the Vikings? What did the Vikings do for us?
I see.
Yes.
I don't know if this is true, but I recently learned that news is an acronym
It is.
for North, East, West, and South. What?
Yeah.
And that is because news comes from all around
the world.
Except that's not exactly true.
It's
is
not
it?
true. It's a myth.
It is a myth because of the propaganda.
Yes.
And we don't hear a lot of news from other areas of the world.
No, we don't.
We only hear what they want us to hear.
Yeah, we hear a distorted view of the news. That's one thing that I found interesting when I was in America. Oh? Was the news.
Yeah.
Because especially the kind of the more local news that they have, because obviously we get CNN and Fox and we can see those, but there's other news channels over there. And it's interesting to see, obviously in the UK,
Florida man dies of mysterious death.
Yeah, but we have a lot of UK news, and of course America's a lot more. They have a lot more American news, but it's just interesting to hear their take on some things, and it is just a lot of it is just human nature, because it's just slightly, but you can tell it's when somebody say it coming at it from a slightly different angle, so it's truth, but it's opinionated truth as well. It's very Then what is fact? What is fact? What is the truth?
What is the truth?
What is the truth? Because truth is really only your truth as well.
Yeah.
So there could be a situation where you believe that it's the truth, but you're looking at it from that angle, and somebody's looking at it from another angle. Yeah. Have I ever done you've done the psychological test of the 6 and the 9, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and essentially what that is it's not a psychological test. It's to prove a point. It's you draw the letter, or draw the letter. You draw the number 6. and you look at it from this angle, and someone looks at it from the other side,
You're both right.
and you're both right because you can see a 9, or you can see a 6, and the other person can see a 9.
What makes a person emotionally clever is that they can determine that they're both right and that they've
That's
both.
it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yes.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vikings. By the way.
Yes. Shall we get back onto script? So,
back on track.
Back onto script. So, when was the Viking Age? When was it, Hannah? It was roughly between about 800 AD. Was where the Vikings they started to make themselves known.
Yeah.
And it ended, the Viking Age, we say it ended in the year 1066.
Oh, 800 1066.
I knew you were going to do that. That is a advert for Hastings Direct.
Which a British insurance company that does like car insurance, and that was their little jingle.
We used to sing that all the time, didn't we?
It's like auto glass repair, auto glass replace.
And oh yes, Churchill. Oh no. Oh,
direct line.
Yeah.
So many insurance ones.
Yeah.
And then now recently it's Go Compare or comparethemeerkat.com.
They are catchy though, aren't they?
They are catchy. They're very catchy.
So 1066.
Washing machines last longer with Calgon.
God. Oh, we should do an episode of just advert jingles.
Oh, we've done an episode on adverts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have actually. Yeah.
What would that be? Just jingles. Just singing, us singing jingles.
Us singing jingles for 40 minutes. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So the
back on track.
Yeah. So they say the Viking kind of age kind of started really with a raid on Lindisfarne, which was a peaceful monastery on the northeast coast of England. So basically, the Vikings came across, because this is the thing as well. I mean, when I say like being descended from Vikings myself, and I like Norse mythology, but when you actually look at it, they weren't very nice people, some of them.
I mean, there's always gonna be nice and not nice people in any group of people.
But basically, they created ships, created boats, and they were amazing long ships. They were amazing sailors, and they managed to come across the North Sea, which, trust me, the North Sea, it's pretty choppy and pretty violent. So to come across in a long ship, and full of poop, it is now. Yeah, it's quite dangerous crossing. So they come over, and what do? They find a monastery northeast of England, and they basically raid it.
Lovely.
And they kill all of the monks, and they desecrate the church, and they steal all the stuff, and go back to Scandinavia.
Nice.
So that happened.
Solid work.
Yeah, that happened in 793 AD. Was when that happened, and about 200 years later, there was a battle called the Battle of Stamford Bridge. Quite a famous. Well, it is a famous battle, but the battle that happened after that is much more famous.
Stamford Bridge is also Chelsea's football stadium.
It is indeed.
Please carry on.
Yes, and what happened at the battle of what happened after the Battle of Stamford Bridge was the Battle of Hastings. Hence the jingle that you just sang.
1066. Just to remind our listeners.
Yes, that's where Harold was beaten by William the Conqueror, and then we were ruled by the French.
Yes.
After that, but interesting fact: William the Conqueror himself was descended from Vikings.
So he's fighting against himself.
Yeah. But no. So Harold, who was the one who died at the Battle of Hastings, King Harold.
Is he the arrow through the eye man?
He's the arrow through the eye man. He is indeed. He had a battle prior to the Battle of Hastings, and that was the Battle of Stamford Bridge. And he won that battle.
So he was just tired when he was at Hastings.
Exactly. So the argument is that if he hadn't have done the Battle of Stamford Bridge, he could have won the battle against William the Conqueror.
Right.
His army and Harold were knackered. They literally fought this battle at Stamford Bridge and then marched from the northeast of England down to Hastings.
So they were just tired.
They were knackered, absolutely knackered.
Jeez.
And interestingly, the Viking who they beat and destroyed the Vikings was a guy also called Harold. His name was Harold Haraldsson.
Son of Harold.
Son of Harold, son of Harold. Yeah. That's where a lot of
Harold, son of Harold.
It's like when in names in Vikings, like Haraldsson.
Yeah, Smiths and
all
Johnson,
of that. Yeah. But then you've got the other side, the daughter.
Yeah.
So my 10th great grandmother was named Elizabeth Olafsdotter. So daughter of Olaf.
Olaf.
Yeah. So the Battle of the Stamford Bridge was actually a very famous battle as well, because there was apparently the bridge was held by one Viking berserker who was basically chopping people left, right, and centre. It took them ages to kill. There's a very, very famous story about this one Viking berserker who basically managed to hold the bridge by himself for ages.
What a legend.
Yeah, it's just like this massive, great big Viking berserker who's like, come at me, and just chopping people
Does he
left,
have a
right, and
name?
centre. He does, but I can't remember it. And I didn't actually, when I looked at this, I forgot to look him up. But I do know that story.
Carry on, maybe I can find it.
So Harold Haraldsson died actually trying to claim the English throne, and that was where they said the end of the Viking Age was. So the Vikings come from Scandinavia, which today we know as Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Scandinavia is a very rocky place, deep fjords and dense forests. Now, it is a beautiful part of the world, and one that I would desperately love to go to, but it's just so expensive. It really, really is expensive to go to Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. But it is beautiful. I mean, I'd love to go kayaking along the fjords. Apparently, that's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. But life for the Vikings was very, very hard. The soil was poor, and their farming wasn't great. So they decided, this is why they decided to leave Scandinavia and see what else was out there and where they could find. And they built these ships, and of course the nearest country was England. And they raided, they pillaged, they did some raping as well, and they basically kind of invaded over these 200 years. But not just England. They went all over the place.
The berserker you're talking about apparently was Harold.
Oh, it was Harold.
It was Harold.
It was Harold, was it?
But he's named two different things when I googled it. It's Harold Godwinson.
Yeah.
Or Harold Haralda.
Harold Haralda.
Harold.
He was the king.
Harold.
Yeah.
Harold Harald.
Yeah, he was the king. Sorry, it wasn't Harold Haraldson. It was Harold Haralda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he was the guy, but apparently he didn't actually kill that many. It was 40 people.
Yeah.
I still think that's quite a lot, though.
Yeah, by yourself.
Single-handedly, 40 people is quite a lot of a kill, but apparently a lot of people are like, well, that isn't that many. Like, I guess compared to a cannonball, but...
Yeah, but by yourself with a sword and a shield. Yeah.
Pretty good going.
Yeah. So they...
Good fire.
Yeah, life was hard for the early Vikings. So what do? They took to their ships and they decided they would go raiding. So they went because of overpopulation, ambition, political rivalries as well, and of course just to try and get some money and some farming land for their people. So that's why they did what they did. So a little bit about Viking society. Society and their beliefs. So you've heard of longhouses?
No.
No. Longhouse is a massive, massive building, which is basically like a great hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when
sort of like communal living then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So no, they had their own job, but the Great Hall was where they would celebrate and they would feast, and that would be like the town hall essentially.
Yes.
It's like our modern day town hall would be the Longhouse.
Okay.
And even in Norse mythology, when they say they go to Valhalla, you dine in Odin's great hall in his great longhouse.
I see. Yes. Is it a status symbol?
Very much so. Oh, very much so. And so they were very tribal. A very tribal.
I was going to say it might not be actually that status symbol-y. I guess the tribe's status symbol, but it seems like they do communal eating. Yeah. They have their own private places, but I guess communal.
Yeah, but they would have a big feast, and they would. That's where they would go.
I wonder if they all brought a dish each, like potluck,
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oh, actually. Mary's bringing the turkey. Let's bring the stuff in.
Who's bringing the potato salad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone bring any crisps?
So they kind of these long houses themselves were made of wood, and they had moss on them for insulation.
Nice.
Because Scandinavia is freaking cold.
So they needed moss.
They used moss for insulation. Big fire, and that was essentially where the jarls lived as well.
The jarls.
So the Viking society was kind of layered. They had the jarls, which were the noble leaders, the warriors and the landowners, and then you had the carls, which were the craftsmen, the traders, and the farmers.
first, second, and third class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then you had the thralls or the thralls, and the
Thralls.
thralls were essentially slaves.
Because thralls in like any gaming mythology lore is normally like your dirt on the floor, henchmen that are easy kills.
Yeah, exactly that.
Thralls, aren't they?
Yeah. So as I say, they very, very steeped in mythology. They didn't believe in one god; they believed in lots of gods.
Yeah.
As much as quite a few civilizations did at that time. You had Odin, who was the All-Father, who would essentially be the god. And then Odin, you had Thor, Loki, all of Freya, the goddess of love and war, was Freya. Loki was the trickster god. Thor was with Mjolnir, the hammer.
You would really enjoy. There's a ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach that you definitely won't get wet on. But you'd sit in a boat and you go round, and it talks about all of the Viking lore, and you go to Viking heaven. You go to Valhalla.
You go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Well, there's see Viking heaven. This is one of those little bits of fiction where Viking heaven is Valhalla. Yes, Valhalla it's the place where the warriors go. It's if you died in battle, you go to Valhalla, and that's where you feast with Odin, and you fight every day. But there are also other heavens.
That's cool, because that's not really in Christian culture. There's only one heaven, one hell, isn't there? Whereas they've got multiple heavens. They've got presumably multiple hells as well.
Yeah, I mean, we of different realms of existence. They would call it in Norse mythology. If you think of so where the world where we live, they call it Midgard. That's where we are. We are in Midgard. And you've also then got Valhalla. And a lot of the names actually escape me at the moment, but there's other heavens where people will go to. I mean, even the Aurora Borealis, because you can see that in Scandinavia, they believe that to be the gateway to the heavens.
Yeah, the Bifrost.
The Bifrost. That's exactly what they believe that to be. They also saw the world as a great tree, the Yggdrasil. Which you would have seen that tree, that image,
Tree of Life,
the Tree of Life, exactly that.
I think I have necklaces with the Tree of Life and all sorts of things.
With the roots being in the darkness and the branches in the heavens.
Do you think the Green Man featured?
Absolutely, I think the Green Man features absolutely, and of course Fenrir.
Yeah.
And you've got the Midgard serpent, which is the serpent, the Jormungandr.
Nice.
So that's So that's kind of what they kind of believed in. They believed in all these, and they would worship their gods. But what I liked about Norse mythology is that the gods are flawed.
Yes, that's nice. Because in Greek mythology, they're all, well, other than one, which I mentioned in an earlier podcast episode. They're all perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect, attractive beings.
Yeah, I mean Loki's a bugger.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a bugger. Thor as well. He's Thor actually isn't that intelligent.
No.
In Norse mythology, he's not the sharpest tool in the box.
They don't make him awfully intelligent in Avengers either. Actually,
no, he's not the sharpest tool in the boxes. Are Thor?
No.
I mean Odin as well. Odin's like the All-Father. He's a bit nasty. He has his moments. But there's a book called the Poetic Edda.
Okay.
Which is what describes a lot of the Norse mythology stories. A little bit about the Poetic Edda. It was actually discovered in Iceland, and again similar to the Bible and some of the other things, where the stories get passed down word of mouth, and then they finally get written down into a book. So they would have been distorted over time.
I see.
Yeah, the Poetic Edda is an excellent book. It's really, really good.
Cool.
I read that in. When we went to Florida last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read the Poetic Edda.
Nice.
So what do you know of any Vikings, Hannah? So I've just realised I've been gabbling on for ages.
I actually don't. Other than like Thor as a god.
Yeah.
If you count Thor. I can't really think of a famous Viking.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the name Ragnar Lothbrok?
No. Tell me all about it.
So Ragnar Lothbrok is how to say this? We actually don't think he existed. Okay.
A fictional guy.
Well, we think he
Or is he a
might
god?
be. No, he's a guy. He's a guy. We actually think that Ragnar Lothbrok might have been 3 or 4 different Vikings. That the stories have kind of molded into one.
Yeah. Over time.
Yeah. He said, he was said to have led raids on France, England. He was also the father of some very famous Vikings that we do know existed. So, but we don't know that. But we also, he died he was killed by the King of England in a pit of snakes, Ragnar Lothbrok. Okay.
What a way to go.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. But also the story goes that he did have the respect of a lot of the English kings as well, and he was a very good negotiator.
But he seemed to be well travelled, so maybe he is 4 different people.
That's what they think.
People.
They think he was.
Seems he's done a lot in a short space of time.
There is a TV show called Vikings on, I can't remember what streaming service, which basically
I wonder
tells
what that's about.
Yeah, well, it tells the story of Ragnar Lothbrok and
cool.
also Ragnar's sons, Bjorn Ironside and also Ivar the Boneless, and I can't remember the other ones, but there's like 4. There are 4 sons of Ragnar. But yeah, we don't know if Ragnar actually truly existed.
I reckon Ragnar was the name of one of them, and there's now 3 poor Vikings that are not getting the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, exactly.
For these deeds.
Yeah. So there was Ivar the Boneless.
Yeah. So his son.
His son, who was supposed to be the son of Ragnar, he did exist, and he led the great heathen army that invaded England.
Oh.
He was very ruthless in battle, and he was a brilliant strategist.
What was Boudica?
Boudica was queen of the Iceni. She was way before.
She's not Viking then.
No. She was Iceni. She was from here. She was from Norfolk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So yeah, the reason why he was called Ivar the Boneless, up for debate. Some people think that he was actually disabled, so he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk properly
Boneless.
because he
Didn't have any bones.
He didn't have bones in his legs. Well, he did, but yeah.
Boneless suggests to me almost like heartless.
Yeah.
Like as in, I don't know.
It was more of but with Ivar the
remover of bones,
yeah.
not he had removed bones. If that makes sense.
But no, he was more physically disabled rather than So Ivar is known for his strategy, his battles, and he won a lot of wars in Ivar.
So if he's a strategist, maybe he wasn't actively physically fighting in these battles.
Well,
perhaps he just led them.
In the TV show Vikings, you actually see Ivar and going battle, and they actually portray him that he is in like a carriage or he's on a horse or he's
right.
You see.
So his upper body is all there.
Yeah,
got it.
Exactly.
He'd be really good at wheelchair basketball.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So one of the other famous.
I know this one.
What, Leif Erikson?
Yeah. Come on, Leif, lettuce. Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
What? Go on then. What do you know about Leif Erikson?
So there used to be a TV show on the BBC called Horrible Histories.
Oh yes, I love horrible histories.
And it's not the horrible histories you're actually thinking of. So this was the cartoon version before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And there was this skit that they did where they wanted to get on this guy's ship, and it was Leif's ship. And he said, "Come on, Leif, lettuce," because lettuce is a leaf.
Yeah.
And that's all I know about him.
Yeah.
I know that he boated. He done boats. He sailed.
He did. He did. So his name is Leif Erikson, so which means he's son of Eric.
Yeah.
He's actually, and this isn't in this list, but Leif's dad was Eric the Red, who was another famous Viking.
Right.
And he discovered Greenland.
Oh.
Eric the Red. The reason why he went to Greenland is because he was actually banished from Scandinavia for being a little bit of a naughty boy.
Ooh.
So he then created his own.
How naughty?
He's a bit naughty.
Oh.
Killing and stuff. And pillaging and killing. And Leif was his son, but Leif is actually slightly more famous than Eric because Leif was the one who discovered America.
Oh.
It wasn't Christopher Columbus.
That's what I was just about to say.
Nope. Leif Erikson found a land called Vinland, which they wrote called Vinland for
Vin.
But I don't know what the translation would be, but it's called Vinland. And that was actually North America. So he sailed from Greenland. He went that way and discovered America centuries before Christopher Columbus did.
Oh my gosh!
It
Yeah,
was-
Christopher
so he
Columbus
actually-
is like credited for.
Well, when you could argue, because he does find it's Canada that he finds.
Right.
So he gets to Canada, and of course and there is evidence of Viking settlements, and also throughout that time the ancestry of people from Vikings from Canada as well. So so it wasn't Christopher Columbus that discovered America; it was actually Leif Erikson.
So did Leif Erikson leave the Native Americans alone, or were they not there at this stage?
They were there.
They had to be, right?
They were there. There is actually evidence that he did integrate.
Oh.
So there would have been battles. There would have been fighting.
Integrating.
There would have been battles. There would have been fights. Of course, there would have been. But the evidence suggests that they actually lived in harmony together.
Good.
Yes.
Hi, we've found your country. Is it okay if some of us come over?
Can we just pop through customs?
Yeah.
I've got nothing to declare.
Nothing to declare.
I've been to duty free. Got a couple of bottles, but that's
Yeah.
it. Not bringing anything
Yeah.
naughty. Yeah. So that's it. And then, of course, the other famous Viking we've got is Haraldr.
Yeah.
And it actually,
the
Hannah,
Berserker.
do you know what it does say here?
Hey.
Yeah. He fell at Stamford Bridge in 1066. His dream of the English crown shattered.
Oui.
Yes. So,
Raids?
Raids, empires, and discovery.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
let's raid.
the first big raid was at Lindisfarne, as we said. That was in English. That's where we kind of really get introduced to the Vikings on our English shores.
Hello.
Yeah. Vikings are here. We're killing. We're stabby, steely, nasty.
Did they just want to conquer? Was that the situation? They just wanted to rule a ship, or like?
No, they just, as I
Was
said,
it fun? I don't know.
no, as I said, they were overpopulated.
Yeah.
They needed
more
resources.
space.
It basically it was a fight over resources.
Right.
That's what it was.
Got it.
And the riches in the monastery, the silver, all of that, and there's a plane going overhead.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. And so that's essentially why they did it, because they then took it back to Scandinavia. Then about 50 years later, they actually raided France.
Whoa, Paris.
Yeah, they actually the whole fleet of Vikings sailed up the river in France, and they besieged the city of Paris.
Good Lord.
And if I remember rightly, because it isn't here, and I might get this wrong, so don't shoot me. I actually think the French paid them off. Said basically,
take our silver, leave our shores.
Leave us alone. Don't kill us. And they actually went away with a lot of money.
Nice.
Then in 866, that's when Ivor the Boneless invaded England.
The Great Heathen Army.
He led the Great Heathen Army, and they invaded. They took York, which is why York is very steeped in Viking now.
Yep.
And they carved out the Danelaw in England.
Wow.
And they basically started settling into England. Then in 911, in Normandy, the Viking leader Rollo becomes a duke. So he became Duke of Normandy.
Okay.
And his ancestor down was William the Conqueror.
Got it.
So Rollo, William was related to Rollo. Now, in the story Vikings, Rollo is actually Ragnar Lothbrok's brother.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's bullshit.
Right, okay.
I think that's bullshit. Okay. So then Rollo's team then becomes Normans.
Lovely.
So you can see there's a lot of Viking influence all around Europe. They actually even invaded Africa at one point as well.
Did they?
Yeah, they went absolutely everywhere.
Unsuccessfully. That's a massive continent as well. They would have done well.
Yeah, they did. And also the Middle East. There's Vikings in the Middle East.
Really?
They went absolutely everywhere. How they managed to cope with the heat, I do not know.
The sun never sets on the Viking invasion.
They were all over the show. In Ireland, they invaded Ireland. A lot of Irish is.
Well, they were quite into their invading, weren't they?
They really were.
Yeah.
They really, really were.
Maybe that's where the Brits got their sort of idea for the British Empire.
Yeah. And of course, they were the first.
They took a Leif Erikson out of their book.
Oh, dear Lord. Wow, Hannah.
I know.
So they were also the first Europeans in North America.
Crazy.
From Leif. So if you actually do watch Vikings, it is quite an interesting series, but obviously historically accurate, not so much.
Dramatized.
Not so much. But they do actually finish off with Leif getting to America.
Come on, leave. Let us to
Uber.
America.
Uber is the other
Uber?
is Ragnar's other son.
Ooh.
So Uber.
Did it get a 5-star rating?
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
I am full of them today.
You really are. You really are.
I'm on fire.
So what do you know about Vikings? What sort of facts or myths have you heard about them?
Well, having not read that page,
Yeah.
scrolling back down, I know about the horned helmets situation.
What is
I know
it about
I know that's fiction. They've
Yeah.
never had horned helmets. I like to think that they did have some sort of armor that looked cool though, because they
Very
must have got
leather.
that from somewhere. But it had to have been metal as well. There's got to be some metal armor.
They would have, I think they probably would have had bits of metal, but it would have mainly been leather, because they wouldn't have had full plate mail armor.
No, I guess not.
It would have been very lightweight.
It'd
Because they were
been
very
things
quick.
off the land, I guess, as well.
They were
like
very
things.
quick.
But other than that, I don't really know much about them really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you?
The longships I know always had like some sort of thing carved on them on the front.
Yeah, on the front, yeah, and
Yeah.
the shields along the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would transport lots of people.
Yeah.
They were very good at navigating using the stars.
Yeah.
You know, they were
Astronomers.
brilliant. They were brilliant navigators, absolutely amazing navigators. Because they were, think back then they were basically sailing all over the world. They knew what they were doing. They really did. Have you ever heard of something called the Blood Eagle?
No.
Right. Now, the Blood Eagle is described. It's described in the Poetic Edda as well, but there's no evidence that it actually happened, and that I quite like that. The fact that they don't think it actually ever happened, because the Blood Eagle is awful.
Oh, okay.
So what they would do, or what the story goes, is it's the worst punishment you could give someone.
Gosh.
And thinking about the Vikings, they're quite brutal as they are.
Mm-hmm.
What the Blood Eagle is they would hang them up, out, yeah. They would remove their back, and they would pull their lungs out through their back. I know, like an eagle.
But would they still be alive?
I know, but why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like taking the crucifixion like one step further, isn't it?
Yeah, they would still be alive while they did it.
Oh. How? Like the hung, drunk, and quartered situation, like with Guy
It's a very
Fawkes.
similar thing to that.
Oh.
Yeah, but thankfully there's no evidence that it was ever performed. But the Blood Eagle has been described in sagas.
Eek. Yeah, I don't like that.
So yeah, you're right. We don't think they had horned helmets, and the Blood Eagle, we don't think it actually happened. Berserkers, however, yes.
Frenzied warriors. That's how I only know about Berserkers is through Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Berserkers did exist.
I assume where the language of berserk comes from. Oh, he went berserk. He went mad. Yeah.
Exactly that.
Crazy, frenzied.
That is and that's one of the things that the Vikings have given us. They've given us a lot of language.
Yeah.
So Berserkers now, they were crazed warriors, and you saw a berserker come running towards you. It was like the boss battle.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it was. These
Rage
guys
filled.
were. Yes.
Wow.
Now, but they don't quite know how they would get them to that rage. So some believe that they were actually it was drugs.
Yeah.
It was drugs. I think there's a lot of drugs on the land.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Psychoactive substances, or ritual. That maybe they psyched themselves up
Yeah.
into that rage as well. They don't know which route it was, but these berserkers were apparently.
My money's on drugs.
Yeah, my money's on drugs. A
drugs.
bit of both.
Maybe.
Bit of both. Pop a couple of mushrooms, pop a couple of gummies, have a little
What
bit
a
of a
pep
ritual.
talk. That's like no, what's it called? Who's that famous footballer who's like really... He was in She's the Man.
Oh, yeah.
He's a proper like geezer.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's his name? Not Vin Diesel. Oh my god, I can picture his face so clearly. I literally saw the movie the other day. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I can just imagine him being like the hype man of the squad.
Yeah.
You're going out there for blood.
And off they go. Wind them up and off they go.
Yeah.
But one of the, again, it is a little bit of a myth about Vikings, is that they were all warriors. They weren't.
Oh.
they weren't all warriors. I mean, they were mostly farmers, was what they were. But don't get me wrong, the warriors were hard as nails. And the other thing as well, which you will like, they had much respect for women.
Hey,
They had a lot of respect for women, and
we should respect women.
Yes, and also women were warriors.
Yes,
They would go to war. They were shield maidens.
See, that's the thing. Like, we are okay. Like, women don't have the same body strength as a man. You know, I'm thinking gender comparatively here, but we've still got some skill. It's like having a netball match, which is okay, female-dominated sport. But hear me out. You've got the tall people who are generally like the goal defense, goal attack. You know, shooting, etc. But you've got the small people on the side. They're the wingers because they're fast and agile.
Yeah.
And women can be fast and agile, whereas the men can be the bulk. I think it's a winning combination, but you know, in Western culture, oh no, women are weak and meek and mild, or you know, it's just so silly. Like, we've got our own.
The shield maidens were tough as nails.
Yeah, we've got our own. What's it called? Strengths.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah,
it may not be strength, but we've got strengths.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Good on Vikings.
Yeah, but so not because. They actually, and they didn't see women as inferior.
Yeah, meek.
They saw them as equals. Obviously, they did have slaves. You know, they did have slaves, but they were
of all genders, presumably.
Of all genders, yeah. But also they were. The other thing is what now I don't know how true this is, but they were deemed not to be racist as well.
Oh.
So they did kind of incorporate a lot of pull people into their culture of different races. There's evidence of African Vikings actually, African, you know, coming from Africa and actually integrating with Viking society and themselves becoming Vikings.
It's just not what you picture when you picture a Viking. You wouldn't picture someone of African descent, I suppose. But that's so cool.
Yeah.
Good on the Vikings.
Yeah. So
when did it all go downhill then?
1066, Battle of Stamford Bridge.
So William the Conqueror is a massive racist. Is that what we're saying?
No, it wasn't William the Conqueror.
Oh no,
it was Harold.
Sorry, Harold is a massive racist. Yeah.
Harold. Well, no, he was just protecting his throne.
Yeah.
Against
how dare he?
Against other Harold. So they were massive traders.
Very popular name back then, wasn't it?
It was.
Just like Harry is today, I suppose.
Do you know what? Actually, because there's a lot of Viking. You talk about names, Viking names. Okay, so you've got like Leif Erikson.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't have Leif very often.
Harold Haraldsson.
Yeah.
Right. King, but either the Boneless, but either Ragnarsson was his name. Bjorn Ironside Ragnarsson, Ubba Ragnarsson, Ragnar Lothbrok. Who was Ragnar's dad? See, it's not Ragnar Olafsson, or it's Ragnar Lothbrok was his name.
Maybe Lothbrok was where he was from. That sounds like a place name to me.
It does, doesn't it?
Maybe he didn't have parentage.
Yeah.
Or maybe he changed his name from the parentage.
Originally, it's supposed to be from a place called Kattegat.
Oh, well.
But it was king, because Ragnar was king of the Vikings. It's interesting. Yeah, maybe Lothbrok.
Maybe he got to choose his last name.
Yeah, could have done.
Or it means something different in. I don't know.
Anyway. But they were massive traders, you know, and that they did link the Baltic to the Baghdad all the way, you know, because of their pillaging. They then set up trading posts, and they were traders as well.
Very cool.
So yeah. Popular culture.
Popular
culture.
Vikings
in popular culture. So it was actually Wagner, the guy who wrote the operas.
Yes.
Who came up with the horned helmets.
Ah, he's the culprit.
He's the one.
I think I see a lot of Viking culture when I go to castles, or if I visit things and there's activities for the children. Normally it's swords, shields, and helmets.
Yeah.
And often that's where I see Vikings a lot. They bring it into children's. I don't know, like into the child realm. So, for example, there's a roller coaster park in Birmingham called Drayton Manor, and there's a Viking area. Like it's a theme, you know. That's particularly. I don't know why children are exposed to that. I'm not really sure, because I was taught about Vikings at a young age as well. And I guess it's kind of just it's a fun history lesson, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or people can make it fun. So that's where I'm most exposed to it, is you know, children's, I guess, activities and things and places I go.
Yeah. I mean, Vikings, we're talking what, 1,000 years ago?
I guess it's
And
quite modern history.
We
then,
still
isn't
talk
it?
we still talk about them as a culture.
Yeah.
You know, they're still still quite a big culture. Oh, actually, that's one point. While we were, did I send you that video?
What video?
Video in America of the axe throwing.
Yes, you did.
You
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You got it. The first one you absolutely spooned, and then the rest, like you were some sort of like professional axe thrower because they were all in the middle. That was mad.
Yeah. Well, because
The
I had to
first
get
one
the weight.
you absolutely spooned it. Like it just went above the board, and you're like, ha, and then like the other ones you just absolutely nailed, and then like your walk away wasn't. I would have like cheered or something, and you were just like so smug. You're like, haha, look what I just did.
Yeah. Well, no, because I was getting the weight of the axis. So when I threw it through the first one, yeah, it just went and it went
Absolutely
over the.
spooned
Yeah,
it.
I think I killed a bird.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you're right. The second one, boom, bullseye,
Straight in, and I was like, oh my god. You done 3 or 4 maybe?
I did 5 in total.
Oh, 5 in total.
5 in
So
total.
4 on the board.
Yeah.
1 over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
But did you hear what your mum said on the video?
No.
She went, "That's how we catch our food in England."
Good God.
Yeah.
Why do we let her out the house?
I don't know, because that was a Renaissance fair we were at.
Ren Fair. Nice.
Yeah, which I must admit, while we were there, because they were doing it as English, and they were all putting on English accents, which, don't get me wrong, were good, but you know, and I think I did it consciously, subconsciously, where I started talking a little bit louder on purpose so people could hear that I was actually English. But we went with my cousins Robin and Jorge, and yeah, we had such a great time.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Good
fun.
I did
Archery?
Archery as well. I did
Nice,
archery as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
The first arrow went straight in the.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the other 4.
You spooned it.
Spooned them.
So you did the opposite of axe throwing.
Yeah.
So the first one was just sheer luck.
Yeah.
The axe throwing was actual skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Mad.
That was funny.
That's mad.
So yeah. So back to the script. So Wagner gave us the horned helmets.
Yes.
Victorian painters made them savages. And today we have things like Viking. Got lots of television adaptations.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Well, no, TV.
Yeah.
TV. Yeah.
And Assassin's Creed.
And Assassin's Creed the film, wasn't it? Yeah. Vikings, Last Kingdom, Norsemen. They're all stories about the Viking Age. And then, of course, we have Marvel.
Yeah, we have Marvel. And like themed areas in restaurants.
Yeah.
And theme parks is what I'm exposed to most. Drayton Manor has its own Viking world.
Yeah.
They've got a ride called Thor. They've got a ride called Loki. Loki's the one that like turns strangely, so it looks like you're gonna collide with your next car, but you're not.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Very cool ride. I've got a video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of like legacy.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even place names like Grimsby, Scunthorpe, Whitby.
All Viking.
They're all Viking names. Jorvik, Viking name.
Is there anything ending in ick?
Yeah. Even words like sky, window, husband, egg. They're Viking words.
Husband. Interesting.
Yeah. The ship's design of the long ship, the legacy that gave us, because they were so streamlined and so well built, the rest of the world were like, actually, we're nicking that design.
We should probably make our boats like that.
Yeah, we're going to make that design.
There's no Patterson back then.
No, none at all. And they changed bloodlines. In many different places.
Well, look at you.
Well, I'm here because of it. That's my blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Very Scandinavian, and as we know, when I did my ancestry, confirmed it. Yeah. Very much Scandinavian.
You are what you are.
I am what I am. I am what I am. So yeah. So what they weren't. So should we conclude?
Yes, let's conclude.
Shall we conclude?
Let's conclude.
So the Vikings were much more than just raiders, although that's what they kind of get credit for.
Yes.
They were so much more. They were explorers. They were settlers. They were poets as well. They were very intelligent.
I feel like they're very. When I think of the Vikings, it's kind of like Greek were poets as well. it's very much that kind of spoken word literature. I don't know if you can say that because it's spoken, but yeah, that sort of a theatrical sense to it. I don't know. It just how they pass on their I guess their culture and norms.
Well, there's something else about the Vikings that I found out, which I think is just it's just amazing, that they were clean. They bathed regularly.
Oh, okay.
So back then, people didn't bath. They were walking around honking, absolutely honking. Vikings, not only did they bathe, they also groomed.
Yes.
So they would, they're cutting their hair.
They're seen as having long hair, aren't they,
Yeah.
Vikings generally?
But they were very well groomed. Very well groomed. They found found all sorts.
I bet they'd be so mad at the Victorians for making them look like savages as well. I bet they were like, we were, we presented ourselves well, and we looked nice, and the Victorians were like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Paint them all.
Exactly.
Evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
And so they were a very rich, full society. They weren't just raiders and just going around killing and raping and pillaging. They did that, don't get me wrong. They did a lot of that. And some of them were nasty bastards. But as a society, they were quite well adjusted and quite innovative, shall we say.
Nice.
And I don't think they get enough credit for that.
Right.
So that's there.
We're giving them credit. We're rewriting history.
Yes.
Credit given.
There you go.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode on Vikings, not of Vikings, on Vikings, of Vikings, we have some more in the bank that you might be interested in. I can't think what would actually be related to Vikings that we have in the bank, but we play D&D. I don't know, that's nothing to do with Vikings.
That's nothing to do with Vikings at all.
I just thought I'd just slip that in there, that we've done a D&D episode.
We should do another one.
It's a two-parter, that one.
Yeah,
well,
we should do another one.
I'll DM next time.
That will be fun.
Dun, dun, dun. I've never DM'd.
Can you remember? Sorry, I know we were supposed to be ending the episode there, but I just thought of another funny story. Can you remember the time when Mitchell DM'd?
Yeah.
And then I was a player, and he did a really good job. But he was trying to start the story off, and I was just like, and I think you turned around and said, "Just take the bloody note."
It was a scroll in a goat's mouth, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to take the scroll, the thing that's going to be telling us like the whole story." I was like, "Maybe I should investigate over here. Just take the frickin' scroll." Or what if it hurts me? It's not supposed to hurt you. That was a one shot, wasn't it?
That was a one shot. He did really well.
He did.
He did really well. Yeah.
Coolios. So, if you enjoyed this episode of Vikings, or if you're into D&D, we've got an episode on that back in the bank. Only thing left to say is cue the outro. Thanks for joining us on Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials and share the podcast with someone who'd love it. We are available on all streaming platforms. See you next time. Bye-bye.